All right, it is now time for raising funds for World Domination, day number 149. So for today's update, we're getting closer to being 2 weeks out to the next renovation hearing on the 6th. We completed the last release of the terminal block mining game on the 10th. The very detailed video on business I published on September 14th. And I released a follow-up commentary video. I think that was yesterday. And the current plan will be to continue releasing more. I think I'll probably, just because it's fresh in my memory and it makes sense to release things in bundles, I'll probably do currently working. That's what I worked on today. So I think the next one I'll do on taxes, and hopefully I can just kind of crank that out quick, and just using the last how to start a business video as kind of source material, and I'll probably just include a bunch of other stuff that other people have asked me a handful of questions in the past about, like taxes and stuff, and there's a few things I could say about like what I would advise on getting an accountant, and I think this would be, the videos probably won't get a lot of views, but it'd be good. They'd be kind of good ones to add to the playlist, and every once in a while, if people ask me questions about it, I can kind of refer them back to it. And as indicated, I'm currently trying to focus on get revenue up a little bit more. Revenue is down. Revenue and views and everything, channel metrics are down quite a bit. So I've been experimenting with Shopify listings. So I think I posted one Shopify item for $1. That was another sponsored block type, and that sold within a couple hours. So I was kind of hopeful that maybe the conversion rate would be pretty high. But I listed another item I had, one of my regular expression stickers for $2, which is below cost, just experiment to see how long it takes to sell. So I think it's that item has gotten $2. I think it's got 26 clicks so far. So I'm kind of using the amount of time it takes to sell those $2 stickers as a kind of bellwether to see how successful the store may be. And it's not looking positive so far. But I don't know. I'll just keep. I'll start off with putting almost no work into the store, and then as I get more sales, then every time I get a few sales, then I'll just put more work into it. Maybe add some more items and make it look a bit better. Currently, I think everything on this store is just the default background and stuff. Yeah, and the other thing on the list, which I have not done any work on, is looking to maybe using some of those AI tools to repurpose some old live stream clips. And for tonight, I think I may actually I think I'll actually start doing a little bit of development on that terminal block mining game again. So I noticed a bug recently, so I'll probably just work on fixing that. Oh, yesterday I tried an earlier stream just to see what the if there'd be a substantial difference in the metrics or anything. Actually, it did seem to get there was more viewers. I guess it or it seemed like the chat was a bit more lively than it has been in the evening streams. I think it's probably it seems like it brought in more new people, which I guess makes sense. It's probably a very different set of people who were active at that time. So the bug I'm going to work on tonight will be, so looking at the address, actually I think if I go up and down, so you can see in the coordinates, okay, you can even see that already. So I'm changing Z, and this text here is overwritten, or this text here is overwritten the border, but it's because when the address gets smaller, it doesn't actually clear this. So I think I can probably fix that by my guess is that's I think it's because it doesn't reprint the whole border on player movement. Actually, it's probably in map area. Yeah, that would be it here, I think. So I think that'll fix the issue, but it'll also make it slower, because now it's going to try and draw the entire border. that looks like that fixed the bug. But the disadvantage is when I move around, it's drawing that, it's redrawing the entire border all the way around. I guess that's not too slow. Is that worth making it more fancy to make it faster? You know, maybe not. Not right now, anyway. Laurentium says, hey, how's it going? Horrible. Breaking up with a girlfriend right now. How about you, Lynx man? Things are all right. Things are making progress, slow and steady. Revenue's down on the channel. Although I started in the last 4 days, it's become a bit more normal. I started doing community posts. I guess if you're heartbroken, you can always retreat into the terminal. Focus your mind on some Linux commands. Haven't been posting a lot of videos. Yeah, the how to start a business video. It took me a month to put that together. It's when I look back at it in hindsight, it's almost embarrassing how long it takes to actually make it. But there's so much editing and so much research and stuff. And that the diagram I made that took a week to put that together. It's actually did research on the different kind of average rates of return and stuff for things. But anyway, I think it's relatively unique content. There's not a lot of I don't have a lot of competition in the area. Watched it, laughed my ass off to the lemonade lemonade phone call. Don't know. Didn't know it used to take that long to make a video. Yeah. I mean, it's also maybe there's things I could do to get better at it. A lot of the well, actually, I mean, for comparison, the how to start a business video, that took almost a month for like the script writing and like the simple stuff where like to view it, it's very fast to view it, but to actually do it takes a whole bunch of work. Like the in the intro where I have the formula and then I fade in with the example below it. I have to take my time to write out what the formula is as clear as possible, and then I like had to erase bits of it because I messed up, smudged something, and so that doesn't take a lot of time, but it takes like 2 or 3 minutes to write out that formula, and then I have to film it, and then I have to put the formula below it, and then do another filming part with the faded in part, and then I have to have a keyframe to like do the nice smooth zoom, and then have the fade into the next one, and it'll just it's 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, tons and tons of details. You didn't need to do a lot of research since you have the experience with managing a business. Well, the diagram has like examples of all different types of businesses. So like I've never operated a nuclear reactor, or like I've never done a restaurant, but I have some vague idea of what how much restaurants make and stuff. But a lot of it too is like it's stuff that I know, like fairly certain it's true. But then I usually will just do a bit of research on it just to make sure it's actually relatively accurate. Like make sure I get the formula right and stuff. Can I ask a question? Sure. Hi Robert, I have some projects that seem monumental in scope. In your example, strengthen my resolve to tackle the things that seem possible for one person to achieve. Excellent. That's good. Yeah, sometimes it's just about grinding away at things and making. If you can break it down into a to-do list, what's the first task to attack, and make a little bit of incremental progress every day. What are you doing? Currently, I'm working on some improvements to my terminal block mining game. I took a little break from developing on it, but I think I'll probably continue on doing some improvements tonight. It's I guess if you haven't seen it before, it's a terminal-based video game where you simulate the process of mining blocks of iron ore. Looking forward to looking at code for the mining game when I get a chance. It's inspiring to see. Yeah, there's quite a bit of it. It's there should be a link in the description to the GitHub. How does it feel like for someone to know stuff about your life, like a random person on the internet knows stuff about your life, albeit superficial? Once Googled myself online, and I was horrified. Ended up deleting most of my online presence. I don't know. That's a good question. I guess I kind of just I care about it as much as other people. I do know like that pattern of behavior is like I know that a lot of people who try social media will do exactly that. They'll they'll set up their social media and they'll post like a couple of videos, and there's like, they're not bad. They're just like a beginner. They're not like amazing viral videos. It's like they're not going to become superstar overnight, but and then like they'll get one mean comment probably from like a bot or something, and then they're like, nope, delete everything, and then they'll quit social media forever or quit posting. I was about to count you out, brother. I thought the world was going to be mine. I was about to count you out. Oh, do you mean the I thought the burnout got you? Oh, no, yesterday I streamed earlier in the day. So I did a stream. I think it was actually at like 9 a.m. Thought the daily stream wasn't going to happen. Nope. It continues. The governments still have it probably, but at least the layman can't access it. Yeah, I mean, it's having privacy is of course desirable, but I think if you want to grow a business, it's kind of going to become people are going to know your face, and people have to know about you and what you do. So that part is kind of unavoidable. I think it's just like the modern. That's the more modern version of business. You have to have your face out on the internet. I think there's very few successful companies now that are gonna start out that can not do stuff on social media. Game Dev Chat says present. All right, I'll record you on my list here. Yeah, someone asked about what I'm doing. So I guess for the likely 18 new people who are out there, this is my terminal-based video game. It's a video game you play in the Linux terminal where you wander around an infinite, procedurally generated universe, and you simulate the process of mining blocks of iron ore. Hate this modern world we live in. Social media came straight out of hell. Also just started my studies at U Waterloo. I also end up. I hope I also end up like you. I don't know. I hope you do better than me. I don't know. Are you serious about that? Have you seen all my videos of my struggles? That being said, there is I have seen the meme. There's a meme of like the Waterloo effect. I guess it's like an established phenomenon now. People go in all like bright and bubbly, and then their graduation photos are all like dark and it's real for sure, that effect. I'm in mechanical, and I can see people losing their spark already 3 weeks into 1A. Oh, it's 3 weeks. That's still when people talk a lot in class. First semester, there's a lot of people will chat, and then the professors will have to complain about people talking. But in second year, well, those people all fail out. First year, second year, everyone's quiet, everyone listens. So it's going to get less. Good here. I'm annoyed by the chatter. Doesn't help especially. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to arguing with my girlfriend. Have fun. I use nothing more than your one-sentence description of your game and instantly generated this new AI game creation app. It's formatted like Instagram, but with Flash gamers. Probably won't click that. Probably won't click that, but run to your local library. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was you. There was someone else said they also used AI to generate some kind of like terminal game. But it was, I guess I'll have to try that as for fun to see how close AI gets. But they said that it's kind of superficially worked, but then when you tried to like actually do stuff with it, it just failed. Stratamesh says, hey, Robert. How's it going? Let's see. So the next thing I think I might do is I'll make a change for so I can actually change the type of split from horizontal to vertical and vice versa. Nice to visualize idea. I just tell it to add a button 7 times. And it would say, there you go. Sorry, I missed that. It's still not added. Yeah. By specifying the button type place, it works. It is for all those AI charlatans said that's all junior and mid programmers would be replaced by now. Yeah, you know, I've thought about it. I'm pretty sure a lot of the rhetoric about like companies actually saying they're replacing their programmers with AI and like bragging about the X% of our code is written by AI memes are more about like them anticipating the recession and they want to reduce headcount. And so for investors, if you lay people off, if you say like, hey, we laid off 1,000 employees and because we're more efficient, then your stock goes up because you're producing the same revenue with less cost. But if you say we laid off 100 people because we're experiencing bad markets, that implies revenue is down. So that's going to mean that the stock goes down. Now, do you have enough money for the game? Are these streams more so updates? The premise of your question is not quite correct. Actually, channel revenue is down quite a bit. For the daily streams, I guess it is kind of just daily updates. Yeah, recently I'm working on just a few more. I'm going to try and pump out a few videos quickly, like commentary videos on the last one about how to start a business. I kind of started the series as a bit of an experiment, just to see if it's possible to generate meaningful revenue while actually doing work, and to see like how many channel members and stuff that I get. And it's kind of a mixed bag. Like it's there's been a few periods where I thought like, wow, this streaming thing, if the numbers go up at all, could actually be pretty lucrative. But then like there was a few nights where somebody gifted like 50 members, and then I got a whole bunch of organic members and like random super chats, like $40 or $50 worth of super chats or something. And then after that, 10 days of basically nothing. So it's very inconsistent, and I don't really, there's some days where it just seems it's like a total waste of time, but then other days where it's, there's actually some ROI from it. It's also, it's informed me a lot about what kind of content people want to see. So answering people's questions on the live stream actually does give me a lot of good ideas for what kind of broad audience topics I should maybe do some videos about. That's why I guess the video about what should I do with my life, I think is what I called it. The one about like how to think about getting a job. That one has like 40,000 views, and it's right now, and it's it seems like a kind of evergreen piece of content. So we'll see how it trends over time. It seemed like you were ridiculing the idea of starting a business. I guess it depends. It's you could interpret it that way. I mean, in the same way of like I'm ridiculing how to make a CPU. I guess it's kind of like it's both. It's like a cynical but also fairly honest interpretation of how to make a business. I think most of the value of it is just kind of a speed run on like knowing what terms to Google and what kind of things to think about. I think that's one of the most difficult parts of doing something new, is not if you don't even know what questions to ask, like kind of dropping all the keywords and stuff, like that stuff about ad targeting, customer acquisition cost, customer lifetime value. A lot of people just never heard those terms before. Hi, I watched your business video and debated bulk ordering 5,000 square meters of insulation blanket and going to door-to-door pitching installs for $50 cash and use the ROI to argument on them, and just picked up the extra shift and left my dreams to die. I don't know what. I'm not sure what response and analysis to give to that. $5,000 square meters of insulation blanket. So you wanted to sell insulation blankets door to door, like heating insulation, or like blankets that you wear to bed? Better let it die than before you buy inventory. Yeah, I mean, a better plan is don't buy the inventory, then follow the exact same plan, go door to door, and figure out, put a suit on, just like in the video, and then go to the door and figure out how to talk like a really smooth salesman, and then make the sales before you buy the inventory. And then just be like, hey, hypothetically, if I had this right now, would you buy it $50 cash? And they'd be like, well, I don't have it, but I will have it soon. Oh, I read that wrong. Use the ROI argument on them. I don't know. I guess advertising your ROI to people doesn't really. It's not a good sales strategy. I guess unless you tell them about the ROI. Oh, you know what? I think you mean the water heater blanket. Yeah. I remember. Yeah, there's lots of details in there. Yeah, that's yeah, I did a bunch of Googling. So like if you look at that point in the graph, what was it? I think it was around like 20% or 30%, and it was something. I was looking for like something you could invest in that would cost like $50 or whatever that point was. That would generate a very near fixed return of around 30% annualized, and that was the random example that I found. And when I saw that, I was like, that's actually that's kind of interesting. That probably is something that a lot of people could benefit from, just like a simple thing that would, save you a few dollars a year. But yeah, that's I don't know. I think maybe you're onto something there. But like Game Dev Chat said, I think stocking up on inventory is not. It can be dangerous if you buy a bunch. There's nothing worse than buying a bunch of inventory that you can't sell. Got to make the sales first and then get the inventory. Can you do a Terry Davis impression? I don't think so. I can't compete with the legend. Yeah, he swears a lot. I mean, there's a lot of archived clips of him you can consult. Need that annoying bird in the background? No, you didn't imagine that. That was in a lot of his earlier videos. I think he got rid of the bird eventually. Hey man, why are you doing this? Can you be more specific? I'm trying to explain his OS to telemarketers is what I'll remember Terry for. I don't think I saw that exact clip. Well, Domination, you think you can handle it? Yeah, it should be pretty easy. Is that a bug? I think it is. Are we gonna dominate the world real good? If you know what I'm saying. I guess I can't disagree with that statement. Do you believe in dead internet content manipulation, or what's available comparing early 2000, 2010s, or did the majority of niche sites naturally die from lack of traffic? Do you believe in dead internet? I mean, definitely the internet has changed. There's so much more, like, for sure there's a lot more algorithmic curation of content. But then again, now it's like for something like Reddit, I mean, it's so easy. In my view, it's like whenever I look at Reddit specifically, I have no idea whether the people commenting are bots or not, especially because like Reddit has there's a lot of like there's the stereotype of the Redditor of like the very extremely opinionated person who has like bizarre opinions that they hold strongly. And when I read Reddit, I'm not sure if I'm reading like an extreme opinion of a strange person, or if like it's just a bot saying something that's obviously wrong. But I'm sure there is like I would assume if you draw a line from like right today back to early 2000s, in early 2000s, most content was probably produced by humans, and today the percentage is probably much lower, and the percentage for sure is going down. I have no idea how close it is to zero. Even speaking from like my blog, I'm probably not going to really add anymore. I'm probably going to completely abandon doing blog posts because like there's zero upside. There's zero way to like capture any value or monetization. I used to think that my blog would help me I would get traffic on the blog that would drive traffic to YouTube, but it kind of ended up being the other way around, where I think I noticed at one point that actually YouTube was there was more traffic going the other way from YouTube to the blog. Lack of world domination funds, probably. For the bots, I guess. I'm not sure how to relate that. I mean, I've also had people come into chat who were like usernames come into chat who have like identified themselves openly as bots, and then asked me to like say some trigger word, and then I didn't say it, and then the bot went into a loop, and then it crashed, and it posted like some error message. So it's even possible that some of the people in the chat are bots. Just need the mods to do super chats. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, Like if foreign threat actors are willing to put money behind like foreign influence campaigns and stuff, it wouldn't be that difficult to send like $100 super chat to encourage someone to believe something that benefits that country. Like a few well-placed super chats that are like, yeah, I totally agree with you. They should totally lift sanctions on this or that country. I rekindled my interest in game dev, so I'm making a short demo for my portfolio. Excellent. What kind of game is it? Just a visual novel, but I'll do cinematic intro with one level. Should be okay to start. Actually, I don't even know what that entails. A visual novel. I guess that's maybe just like an interactive, animation of like a novel that you kind of flip through. Honestly, I don't even play many mainstream games. I've never used Steam. A cinematic intro. That sounds like a lot of work. I remember, I think it was Final Fantasy VIII. They had a lot of cinematics in that game. It was very famous for. I spent a lot of hours on that game growing up. See if that'll work. Oops. Had a weird experience today. Left my office door open. A guy walked in and asked what I do here. He's an Ada programmer. Interesting. I guess the degree to which it's weird depends on what kind of place you work in. Is it like a are there like other businesses, or is it like your home office? And I guess if he's an Ada programmer, that's also pretty weird. I don't think I've ever met someone who programmed Ada. I think I remember like learning about it in school. It was used for, I don't even remember. I thought it was used for like kind of niche like telecommunications, high fidelity. Ada and Erlang. I don't even remember the difference between them. Didn't offer him a seat. Just stood and talked to him, because I didn't want a long conversation. Stood in the same place and talked, standing for 3.5 hours with the door open. My own office, street level building. Talk about everything from programming and languages to AI and politics. Finally got tired and left. What was his Did he say why? Like why he was there? Because if someone just walks into your door and says, "What do you do?" That's kind of arbitrary. Or worried he'll come back for more. I don't know. 3 hours. That's a pretty in-depth conversation. Parade was going on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that is so that's a, as you described, it's a sufficient level of weirdness, but not necessarily alarmingly weird. I guess depending on how accessible your office is, to be at a, like I guess when I any of the places that I worked writing software, if a random person I didn't recognize came up, started a conversation, it would be like, "How'd you get in here?" Think you're his new hero? Yeah, I guess. 3.5 hours, that's a pretty in-depth conversation. It's fun to talk tech. I guess it's his actual trade is blade sharpening and handyman. He isn't a professional developer. Yeah, I don't know. His actual trade is blade sharpening. Like a professional knife sharpener. Knives and all sorts. That's a fairly random occupation. I guess that makes sense that would exist. I think I have some random cooking knives and stuff that are really dull that should be sharpened. I don't know. I would assume I would assume most people just buy. Can't you just buy like a whetstone? Interesting. Was he like actually knowledgeable about stuff, or was he just like a crazy person who was like cold reading and free associating? Don't ask me. Don't know anything about knife sharpening. Also said he has brain damage and believes people are psychic. Okay. That was in the last 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. That's I don't think I would particularly prefer someone like that to be hanging around my office. If you started with that, I think the conversation would have been shorter. Yeah. But did he actually know things about programming? Doors have been closed and locked today. Yeah, I think that's a good choice. He's writing a library for Ada. Knows too much about Ada, which I know almost nothing of. Interesting, I guess. I guess if you don't know Ada specifically, you can't necessarily vet the accuracy of his statements. Did he actually seem knowledgeable about other programming concepts? Because I guess if most random people who show up to my door and talk about being psychic, I wouldn't assume they have the best programming ability. Seem knowledgeable enough. Just had a weird way of talking. Yeah, no. Sometimes if people give you weird vibes, you just gotta find a way to politely and gracefully conclude the conversation. So I guess this has to go over splits, not the frames. I think my messages are getting blocked. Oh, through YouTube? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of interestingly, it always seems to be jokes that YouTube blocks. Is it a joke about like something like a conspiracy theory thing or something like that? It seems to not like jokes about anything related to conspiracy theories, which I guess means we have to assume that they're all true. I think YT is taking one part of unfreezing, thinking it's a threat. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how it's like even users that are clearly like well behaved and stuff, it doesn't it'll repeatedly censor them. I mean, it's honestly, it's like if you ChatGPT is good enough now that like pretty much any YouTube comment, if you just copy and paste it and put it into ChatGPT and say like, do you think this should be censored? It'll probably give you an explanation that says no, but I guess YouTube AI is not smart enough. Doubt it's a full LLM, just machine learning on bits of things to get false positives all the time. Yeah, I guess it's it probably makes, from their perspective, it makes more sense to err on the side of caution. All right, that's progress, I think. All right, I made a bit of progress on that. That's one kind of the issue I'm trying to solve is changing the split types. So at runtime, there's no way at runtime to change the vertical split to horizontal split, which is an issue. So right now, if I want to make this inventory appear on the side, I have to change it and recompile. So the current help menu feature is going to allow me to change the split between these to toggle it either horizontal and vertical. And I'm implementing that because one of the next things I want to implement is a kind of intelligent generic list feature. So I can create a list, like an abstract list, and then this will render a list of something. And then now with this feature, to toggle it, I can go back and forth, and I can verify the rendering. So that's in support of that. Game Dev Chad sends $20. Thank you very much. Is that a heart or a balloon? It's hard to see with the font. Yeah, thank you very much. I haven't the super chats have been slow for the last while. So I appreciate it very much. I wish you continued success in your in the financial markets, and also be safe from those overzealous ADA programmers. You never know with them. All right, I'll probably call it a night. As a rule, I'm probably going to force myself to take off earlier as the 6th approaches. He has sharp knives, I'm sure. Yeah, that's kind of an unsettling combination of facts, but because keep your door locked. Anyway, have a good night, and we'll be back tomorrow for day 150. All right, later.